Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network, and I have plenty of stories for you. But let's go ahead and start off with none other than Mr. Tonio the Predator Burton, who has shared an interesting story over on his Instagram highlighting his career, kind of a flashback to his transformation all the way from 2018 to now. If you don't know, Tonio's been on the channel before. He is an absolute phenomenal person, great conversation to have. And if you guys have not seen those episodes, definitely check them out. But Tonio, going all the way back to 2018 at the Motherload Classic, I think it's called. It's actually I think it's a California show. I saw it on the lineup for either the Muscle Contest or Spectrum. Anywho, he competed there. He won that show. And then moving into his pro debut at the Indie Pro, which we covered on the channel, you can watch that recap. He actually won that 212 show, his pro debut in the 212, won the Indie Pro, and then rolled into the Olympia doing well, top 10 finish. And then, he didn't let up. He didn't slow down at all. He decided to compete in the men's open bodybuilding division. And he did that at the Reno show, the same show that Sean Clarita did, and won against Regan Grimes and Sergio Oliva Jr. So some big names there. And I think Tonio placed 4th or 5th at that show. So kind of proving himself to be competitive in the men's open division. And he just, it's fun to look at this transformation from 2018 to now. We're very excited and happy to see what he's going to do this year. Returning to that Legion show this last year, winning that one, qualifying for the Olympia, coming into this Olympia that just happened about a month ago. Not doing as well as he hoped, but still placing well, in my opinion, at least. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year. I'm sure, I think he already confirmed he's going to do the Legion Sport Festival again. He's going to come back and defend that title. So I am excited to be at that show. So if you are going to the Legion Sport Festival this year, either in the Pro or the AM, definitely reach out to me and try to schedule an interview. I would love to get you guys behind camera or just a photo op. Next up, we have a physique update from Quinton Eriya, one of our favorite up-and-coming Canadian bodybuilders. And he's been sharing some physique updates, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm very happy to see what he's got going on. From his breakout season last year, he did the Texas Pro, placing 3rd. And I thought that was a really good package from him. He could have been just a tad bit harder. And also, if you remember, he was kind of well known for shaking. He was shaking a lot when he was posing. So something they can improve upon up there in Canadian land. But I am excited to see him get back on stage. You could probably expect him to do either the Toronto or the Vancouver. Those are the two big men's open pro shows in Canada. You can expect him to probably compete against people like Joe Siemens Canadian, Ian Valliere, Antoine Valiant, and Regan Grimes, actually. And speaking of Regan Grimes, we do have a physique update from Regan Grimes. Now, this is not technically hot off the press, but this is just a few days ago, about a week ago, he shared a physique update, and I thought it was impressive to see that he's already bringing in good conditioning. From the interview we had that we posted this morning, I think, right? This morning or yesterday morning? Yesterday morning. He did say that he wanted to compete around June or July of 2023. So he's going to take a couple more months to try to put on just a little bit more size, maybe an extra pound if he could. And then he's going to roll into a cutting season and get ready to get on stage around June or July. So if you guys can do the bodybuilding contest math, I'm sure you guys can figure out exactly what show Regan Grimes is hoping to do in the 2023 competitive season. Now, next up, I haven't talked about it yet, but I did want to give a highlight to none other than Mr. Two-time Mr. Olympia, Big Ramy, has thrown his hat into the Arnold Classic basket for the title this year, trying to be in that interesting conversation of Mr. Olympias that have also won the Arnold Classic. So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the stage. It's going to be interesting to see him try to do somewhat of a redemption story, if you will, a redemption story after placing 5th at this last Olympia. Wasn't the best package we saw from him. He wasn't as hard as he typically is. And then he also had the imbalance with the arms. He had a downsized left tricep, and the bicep looked a little funky as well. Something like 2 inches. It was a difference. You could see it. And then, of course, the sight enhancement spots on the quads and just all over the legs, the dents, the bumps. It just wasn't a good package from him. And I'm really hoping that he can, him and his team can figure it out. You know, we always like to see these guys do well. We like to see some of our favorite athletes, inspirations, role models compete and do well and be healthy and stay healthy and look healthy. So it's unfortunate to see, you know, what happened to him with the different things he did in the off season, but nevertheless, he has announced he's going to be doing the Arnold Classic, and I am excited to see him kind of do a redo of the Olympia, if you will. You have him competing against probably the favorites are going to be Nick Walker, Samson Dauda. Andrew Jack has announced he's going to be doing the show as well. And then, of course, the reigning 2-time 212 champ, Sean Clarita, will be in that mix. So hopefully Big Ramy and his coach, Chad Nichols, are going to be bringing everything they can to this Arnold Classic in March. And, of course, I hope you bring yourself to the Arnold Classic in March and meet me, because I will also be there to include the Legion Sports and several other shows this year. So that is exciting from Big Ramy and his team to see exactly what they're going to be doing and the physique and package they're going to be bringing to the Arnold Classic. Next up, I did want to give a quick spotlight to my coach and one of my favorite classic physique pros, Justin Baterina, is looking like he's going to be returning to the classic physique stage this year in 2023, sharing some recent physique updates on Instagram, and also a new vlog series, highlighting and updating us on his prep and life over on his YouTube. So go check that out. Of course, link in the description. And he's been bringing a physique that I thought is pretty darn impressive. You know, as unbiased as I can be, I was very excited to see the physique updates, especially the deep separations in his quads. He's also probably like one of the best hair. He has some of the best hair in classic physique, and then also great legs and probably one of the best vacuums as well in classic physique. So I'm very excited to see what show he does. It already looks like he's in pretty good shape. So you could probably, you could probably see him around like maybe 12 weeks out. I think his physique looks about like that. So, you know, maybe we could see him just a little bit after New York Pro. He might be ready to hop on stage. I'm sure he'll officially announce what show he'll be doing in the near future, but we have not seen him since 2021, where he had a breakout season, placing 2nd and 3rd in his first 2 pro shows. So the question is not if, ladies and gentlemen, the question is when are we going to see Justin Badurina on the Olympia stage? I think it's this year. I think he's taken the time and put the work in to bring up his back, especially, is one of the things that the judges gave him some feedback on. So I'm excited to see him get on stage as a fan, as a media person, then also he's my coach. So just excited to hear and see how he does in this upcoming contest. Next up, some more plugs. Our good friend and co-host of the Canadian, I typed Beak, the Canadian Beef podcast, Robin Strand, is going to be making his return to the open bodybuilding division this year after last year's, 8th place or 9th place finish at the Puerto Rico Pro. He has been one of the first, or if not only, competitors to announce that they will be doing this year's 2023 New York Pro. He's been a lot of fun. I did an interview with him and his other co-host Tyler Johnson, who's a good friend of mine as well. We did an interview with them at the Olympia live, so make sure you check that out. It is in the It is in the channel, so check that out if you are interested in learning a little bit more about those guys. And of course, check out their podcast on YouTube. It's a pretty cool channel and lots of great content. But we're around 15 weeks out from the New York Pro, and like I said, Robin, I think, is going to do a good job here. He's big. He kind of reminds me of a Hassan Mustafa if he can just dial in the conditioning. He has a good structure. He's short. He's wide. Very, very dense muscle. And I think he has a lot of possibility and potential to do very well in this year's competitive season. And last but certainly not least, the last story we'll talk about in this video, and then we're going to roll right into recording another one because there's so much to talk about. Ramon Dino is also has been sharing some physique updates, as well as almost everyone else that's getting ready for the Arnold Classic. But in the Classic Physique division, we don't typically talk about Classic Physique as much as I might want to or might like to. But Ramon Dino has been sharing some physique updates as he leads into this year's Arnold Classic in the men's Classic Physique division, and I thought it was pretty impressive, so I wanted to highlight it. And he pretty much solidified his succession, if you want to say it like that, his possible succession to Chris Bumstead once C-Bum announces his retirement, which sounds like it's not going to be too soon. After the Olympia, Chris Bumstead did mention that he dispelled the rumors of his possible retirement after this year. So I think that their physiques are comparable, but Chris Bumstead brings a certain level of thickness, density, and muscle maturity that Ramon Dino just isn't there yet, especially when you look at the legs and from the back. So I think Ramon has what it takes to win this year's Arnold Classic, since the reigning Classic Physique champion Terrence Ruffin did not decide to compete this year. Probably, well, we'll just leave it up to speculation exactly why he didn't. But I am excited to see Ramon Dino get on stage and battle for the title of 2023 Arnold Classic Mr. Classic Physique, as we are under 7 weeks out from this year's Arnold Classic. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for another episode here on the Bodybuilding News Network, specifically an episode of Bodybuilding Today, where we talk about all things hot topic and trending in the world of bodybuilding. I'm your host, Josh Sanch, as always, doing my cardio, trying to get in all my miles on my little bike thing right now. So as always, why I sound a little winded. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Enjoy the video. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, in another video.